Today, the sister of one of the Conservative MPs named in newly uncovered government documents about child abuse has told this programme the allegations are balderdash. Our social affairs editor Jackie Long reports.
From the very heart of Westminster, the highest reaches of the establishment, to a children's home in East Belfast, the search for the truth about the abuse of children is proving a long, hard road. Yesterday, government files thought lost, suddenly found in the Cabinet Office marked miscellaneous, relating to allegations of abuse across the UK and over decades. Only brief descriptions of the files were revealed, but these people, all now dead, were named. The former Home Secretary, Leon Britton, whose latter years were dogged by allegations of abuse. The former MP for Chester and Parliamentary Secretary to Margaret Thatcher, Sir Peter Morrison. The former diplomat and deputy director of MI6, Sir Peter Hayman. And this man, the former MP for Wokingham and Northern Ireland Minister, Sir William Van Strabenzie.
Part-time I was uniformed.
For former Army Intelligence Officer Colin Wallace, the news that the files still exist was bittersweet. For 40 years he's been trying to expose what he believes has been a cover-up of child abuse at the Kincora Children's Home in Belfast.
I suppose I feel happy, but also I feel very frustrated because it's something like "I told you so." You know, for years I have written to prime ministers and ministers and been fobbed off with answers.
Colin Wallace says he first raised concerns about Sir William Van Strabenzie 40 years ago. This note, written by Colin in 1974, reveals Sir William as what he calls a person of interest, raising the potential for blackmail. Today we spoke to Sir William's 80-year-old sister, Vivian Van Strabenzie. She told us the allegations were absolutely ridiculous. She said he was the most lovely person and that the claims were particularly nasty, as he'd been dead 15 years and wasn't able to defend himself. The new documents have now been passed to the Goddard inquiry into historical sexual abuse. But today the government said abuse at Kincora would be dealt with separately in Northern Ireland. Colin Wallace questions whether any inquiry will ever get to the truth.
How is that after 20, 30 years we are still finding documents that we've been assured in the past no longer exist?
So you're still a little cynical about the process?
After 40 years of this, I'm still very cynical, but I do hope there's a new government in place. I think there's a new public awareness that this actually did happen, whereas 40 years people didn't want to believe it. And I think just that public awareness is really good, because it may be, hopefully, that the government will decide to really open the filing cabinet.
Finding out exactly what happened here at Kincora and throughout children's homes and institutions across the UK will depend on finding all the files and papers which have lain ignored or hidden for decades.
Jackie Long, that's Channel 4 News. Good evening.